All right, welcome back. I'm Nate the Lawyer, and it seems like this equal pay settlement isn't going down well. My name is Nate the Lawyer. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Hope Solo is attacking the U.S. women's national team over equal pay settlement and claiming it's not a win. Now, we all know the story, right? We had a court that looked at all the evidence and said there is no pay discrimination going on here. Matter of fact, the women are being paid more than the men, right? As a factual matter. Everyone admits it. The women's national team, U.S. soccer, and the court. So pay discrimination wasn't really here. So anyway, U.S. soccer essentially settled and said, hey, there is pay discrimination. We're going to give you money anyway. Even though we've won the lawsuit, even though we got a federal judge said there's no facts that said we discriminated against you, you know what? We're going to pay out anyway. So let's find out why Soap Holo is unhappy about this settlement. Former USA goalkeeper Hope Solo is infuriated that the U.S. women's national team players agreed to a $24 million deal with the U.S. Soccer Federation to settle their class action lawsuit over equal pay. Solo took aim at former teammates Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan in a fiery Instagram post, accusing the pair of taking an easy way out of a fight they were never really in. Ooh, she seems salty. In 2016, Solo, Rapinoe, and Morgan filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, claiming the women's team should receive pay equal to that of the men's team. They were later joined by Carly Lloyd and Rebecca Sherburne. Quote, 6 years ago, we started the fight for equal pay, something I'm very proud to say I led when I pushed to bring on a new Players Association executive director, Rich Nichols, someone I knew would truly fight for us and give us the tools to challenge a federation that marginalized us for decades. Solo wrote. His strategy to file the EEOC complaint was the boldest action any team had ever taken. It wasn't an easy ask for anyone. And at the time, the decision went against the wishes of other players on the team now being called the leaders of the fight. She seems a little salty about the way things went down. Through the entire process, Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan were the two most agreeable with the federation, and to this day continue to their editor missed one, accept terms that were nowhere near what we set out to do. They both know this is not a win. They know it's an easy out of a fight they were never really in. So this is what Hope Solo is saying. So this is her with almost 1 million followers. She says, we are pleased to announce that, and she has this all highlighted, contingent on negotiations of a new collective bargaining agreement. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of, the settlement's really a little bit fugazi, but you know, well, you got to watch my other video. Click there and it'll tell you why. Here's Hope Solo. So the article goes on. After a 6-year battle with the American sports governing body, the U.S. women's national team settled for a third of the amount it originally sought in damages. Yeah, so they had sought $66 million. They got $22 million. And what they did is they were asking for $66 million in back pay that would have paid out Hope Solo and some of the older players. But at the end of the day, they said, well, we don't want to really pay out everybody. We just want to kind of pay out the people who sued. Here's a clip from NBC where Alex Morgan is saying that.
How will it affect, the back pay for the other players? Will there be back pay for other players? I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, the back pay is actually going to be within the statute of limitation and for the players that that played during that time period. So it might not be for the players who have only joined recently, but that will be in legal terms. But I think the biggest win that we can look at today is equalizing, is equal pay moving forward. And so, yeah, the back pay is going to help some of us players who have been on the team for a lot more years. But at the same time, this is going to benefit those younger players much bigger.
So you see, they kind of split the baby. They said, okay, we don't care about the players previously and the new players. For them, they're going to be okay moving forward. We just want to kind of take care of those within that statute of limitations, within that particular time frame of the lawsuit. Hope Solo, you're kind of shit out of luck. Rapinoe called the settlement a huge win on NBC's Today Show. Solo, however, disagreed. This settlement is not a huge win. It's heartbreaking and infuriating, Solo wrote on her lengthy Instagram post, which also featured a photo of a quote from a joint statement released by the U.S. women's national team and the U.S. Soccer Federation. a promise of equal pay from the federation and back pay for a select group of players isn't equal pay, and it's not what this fight was about. So yeah, so Hope is not getting paid. Hope is not getting paid, and she is upset about not getting paid. Read the fine print. Contingent upon negotiations of a new collective bargaining agreement. So she's not fooled. She's like, yo, this is all BS. And here it is, and I see why. Read the fine print, which she's right. It doesn't exist yet and is not guaranteed. 100% true. If the players had ever been successful in negotiating an equal CBA, there would have been no reason to sue the federation in the first place. Facts. The U.S. women's national team will split $22 million according to press releases, and the United States Soccer Federation also is adding an additional $2 million into an account to benefit players in their post-soccer careers and charitable efforts aimed at growing the sport for women. Each woman may receive up to $50,000 from the latter fund. In the agreement, the U.S. Soccer Federation committed to equal pay for the men's and women's national teams, including World Cup bonuses, pending a new collective bargaining agreement. In Wednesday's post, Solo also paid tribute to former U.S. women's national team captain Christine Rampone and Hall of Famer Abby Wambach, both of whom were part of the team that won the 2015 World Cup. So Solo goes on to write, the players who got us to where we are today are people like Christine Rampone, who stepped up to interview with the EEOC, Solo wrote. She and I were the only two players to do so. Players like Christine, Abby Wambach, Shannon Box, Heather O'Reilly, Amy Rodriguez, Sydney LaRoux, Lauren Cheney, Lauren Chapani, and everyone else on the 2015 team who set the fight in motion will not benefit from the selfishness and inequality of this settlement. And that's true. Those older players get nothing. It also guarantees nothing for the next generation of players. The equal pay case against U.S. Soccer I filed on behalf of the team long before the team sued still stand, and I remain committed to fighting for all players, past, present, and future. This wasn't the first time Sol spoke out against the women's national team. Last January, she claimed the team was not doing enough for equal pay. Now, she also went off on Twitter. Here's her Twitter account, and she essentially said the same thing here. So she went at them all over the place. So this was 2 days ago. She went crazy on Twitter, essentially saying the same thing. Read the fine print. It's 6 years ago. So if you were on Twitter, she has this long tweet string that says, it's crazy. I like this. And ma'am, why do you hate Alex and Megan so much? So, it's interesting to see that Hope Solo kind of saw through all the BS and sees that, this was what it was, right? It was the newer members saying that, hey, we can get something from U.S. Soccer, but we're not going to get everything. And let's just get what we can. And we got 22 million versus for 8 women who sued. So that's a lot more than 66 million. And I think Hope Solo is more upset because she didn't get anything. She's not getting anything from this. She's not getting a dime, zero, even though she's the first one to start it. And it's sad, but she knows that now. So what are you going to do? What is she going to do? Well, let me know. Do you think she has a right to be mad? She doesn't. To be honest with you, none of them should be mad because they were already getting paid more. I don't, it's still crazy to me that that U.S. Soccer even settled when they were already getting paid more. Just like, what? A judge, it's weird when a judge comes out and says, there is no discrimination here, case dismissed. And then, they're like, well, we're going to pay it anyway, right? Why get the judgment? Why not just pay it? This makes no sense. But hey, this world makes no sense now. Let me know what you think in the comment section. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'm going to see you next time. Peace.